FEA is used to predict how product reacts to physical effects. Yes. Basically, what we are doing is we are predicting the behavior of the component or assembly or system, okay, when it is subjected to different conditions, right? So, as he said, 394 has said FEA is used to predict how product reacts to physical effects. Basically, how it reacts to the different loads that we put, right, or the conditions that we have kept. How does it react, right? The output may vary. You may want to see stress, or you may want to see temperatures, right? But we'll see the behavior of it. We'll try to predict the behavior. So we have these, so each and every node here, as for this case, we are trying to know the displacement or the stress, let's say. So if we are looking for displacement, then each and every node will carry its own displacement, and all these displacement will be shown with these color bands, right? So that gives you the idea. Okay, in here, what you're seeing is a stress plot. So it is a stress plot. So it is displaying the stress results, okay, not displacement, as for this case. So you can see that some part of it is red, some part of it is blue, some of it is green. So there will be a color band which is not here. Okay, there will be a color band which will indicate what this green color means. It will indicate some value of the stress. Like this green color is having so and so stress. So this region, the region which is having green color, is having so and so stress. Similar goes for blue and red, etc. Right? So that's what is the basics of FEA. Right? FEA requires a computer with significant computational capabilities to analyze the entire object for stress, strain, heat transfer, etc. by calculating the behavior of all nodes in the object, right? Significant computational capabilities, because you see, to have to handle the data of each and every point that you're seeing here, or nodes as we call it, right? All these nodes, you see how many nodes would be here? Probably in thousands. So to handle the data associated with each of these nodes, right, and that changes with every load, isn't it? If you have a dynamic load, it changes with every step, right? Every millisecond, every second, etc. So to have that data, to handle that data, you require a computer with significant, you require a significant computational capabilities, right? The software or the handling unit, CPU, has to have computational capabilities, right? Graphics as well as solving capabilities. Okay, automatic generation of node and network structure. After the user specifies certain parameters such as element size, element type, etc. So it will generate the node and network structure once the user has specified certain parameters. And what are those parameters? Element size and element type. What is the type of element? For example, in here we kept triangular, right? And element size also will give that I want this to be the element size 5 mm, let's say. So it will try to divide it 5 mm. And we will also specify that at holes we want to keep a lesser element size to capture the behavior, right? All those will be specified by the user, and then it will automatically generate the node and network structure, all the elements, right? So automatic generation of nodes and network structure, yes, after the user has specified certain parameters. Okay, designer modifies the shape and recomputes FEA for the revised design. So you can see, I'll show it with the help of this example. Sir, what these colors indicate? I had mentioned, right? You see here, right time, we can say. You see here at the right side, we have this color band. Two different results is what we have here. The left side indicates the displacement, right? Mm is what you're seeing in the brackets, right? This is the displacement. These are the displacement results. These are the stress results. Okay, you see blue color in here, and you see blue color here, it says 0. So that's not stressed. We can say there is no stress induced in the component, right? And as the color goes from blue all the way from blue, the sky blue, all through to green, yellow, and red. So the stress is increasing, we can see, right? So we will know what are the different stressed regions, right? More stress regions, less stress regions, no stress regions, right? So that's what those colors indicate, right? Clear? Whoever asked that doubt. Yes, okay. So okay, uh, let us finish this. Okay, so you see, once they had put in the load and boundary conditions, like for example, this part should not move. Okay, we'll apply some degrees of freedom. We'll restrict some degrees of freedom here, and we'll apply a load, and we'll see what, because this is part of that quadcopter design. You see, it is this arm that we are analyzing. Okay, this same arm. So it is fixed here and is carrying a load here, isn't it? A motor will be fixed here to drive that fan, right? So we can see what are the inputs that we want to give to the software, that it is fixed here. It's so in so and so degrees of freedoms are fixed. For example, there could be a rotation here, but there is no translation in this direction because it cannot move there. There are components inside, right? So these are the different boundary conditions that we'll give. Like it is fixed here, there is a load here. All these are boundary conditions. Okay, when you have given them, right, and you have plotted the stress and displacements, you can see displacement. You have this displacement, okay, at different spots. As for stresses, you can see the blue region, as we can see here, is carrying no stress. There's no stress. So it is based out of this result that they optimized. We saw that engineering analysis, right? Design analysis and optimization, right? Both are involved there, right? Analysis and optimization. So this engineering analysis, once you have come up with the results, you'll try to optimize that, isn't it? So that's what we are doing. It is based out of these results that they remove that material because it was carrying no stress, and therefore you do not require that, right? A common sense approach. But then they found there are some stress concentrations, so they modified it later on to this final shape. Like this slot is being removed here and that slot there, right? So this is what you mean by iterations, right? You analyze it for different cases. You see what are the results. Are those results acceptable? You check it with the evaluation. I'm sorry, problem definition phase, right? Evaluation. You'll see if if it is okay with the problem definition phase, what we have specified. If it is not okay, you'll go to synthesis phase again, and then analysis again. So different set of boundary conditions. You'll do different sketch, and then after the results, evaluation again. So you see, this is what we mean by iterations. This is why it is design process is iterative, because of this, that you will have some problems you want to modify, and then you'll go to synthesis phase, right? So I'll end the class. It's only 1 minute. If you have any doubts, we can discuss. Otherwise, we'll see it in the next class. Okay. Yes, doubts? No doubts? Okay, then I'll end the class. Okay. You can join the next class. I've taken the attendance. Okay, then. Thank you.